This is the Lack of Labels story by JDW and BJS. You want a cookie? Josiah asked. Sure, but we don't have any, replied Baden. No, but I have a button for it. This should be it, said Josiah as he reached for his button panel and pressed a button. They waited for about 15 seconds. Nothing happened. Then a rumble shook the earth. What happened? Asked Baden. Just then, CNN News turned on. The, the Territoria has dropped several hydrogen bombs and destroyed all of Bombardia, said the anchor. What? Bellowed Baden. I really need to label these things, said Josiah. Carnova has declared war on Territoria, said the news anchor. Josiah, how many H-bombs do we have left? Asked Baden. 79, replied Josiah. We need to hit Carnova, said Baden. Josiah pressed the button, and a dispenser came out of the seat behind him and filled 2 cups with hot chocolate. Wrong one. Josiah pressed another button, and a few seconds later, a boom shook the ground. Did it hit? Asked Baden. Let me check, said Josiah, while pulling up Google Earth. It hit, but our aim is terribly off. We took out 3/4 of Frostland instead, said Josiah. Frostland has declared war on Territoria, and thankfully their entire military was on Boxton, said the news anchor. What? We missed? Well, then we'll sink Boston. Or Boxton. Okay, said Josiah, pressing another button. Boom! Is it gone? Asked Baden. Yes, except for this rock. Wait, this is peanut butter. Well, try to hit mountain now, said Baden. Why? To scare Carnova, of course. Oh, said Josiah, while pressing another button. All of a sudden, a white dome rose out of the middle of the bus. Oops, I forgot we were parked on top of a missile silo, said Josiah. They lifted off the ground. Exiting the ozone, said Baden. Exosphere. Atmosphere. Gravitational pull. And all of a sudden, Josiah sees a big black spot in space with no stars. What's that? That? Well, that's a black hole, said Josiah. Can you turn us around? Asked Baden. Yeah, but it's too late. We would be sucked in anyway. What if we threw the bus into the black hole and climbed into the bomb? Asked Baden. That would work, said Josiah. Then why aren't you doing it? Asked Baden. You didn't tell me to. Well, I'm telling you to now, so do it. Josiah pressed a couple of buttons on his panel, and the bomb turned around. They climbed into the bomb and threw the bus into the black hole. They got out of the black hole, but on the way back to Earth, they accidentally lit the gas planets on fire. Hey, look, we're going to hit our target, said Josiah. Wait, won't that kill us too? Yes. Then get us out. Okay, said Josiah as he pressed a button on his panel. A loose whirl appeared in the middle of the bomb. Oops, I turned it on, said Josiah as he pressed a couple of more buttons. All of a sudden, the door opened and they flew out of the bomb. Josiah threw his ice ball at the ground and made a slab of ice. He made another one, vertical this time, and they ended up standing on it. They went to NASA headquarters and ordered a rocket. Get in, said Josiah. Why? Asked Baden. I'll tell you inside. They walked into the rocket and blasted off. We have to blow up the world. We will go live on the moon. And where will the moon go after the Earth is destroyed? Asked Baden. Into the sun. Oh, good point. Make it Mars. Anyways, so in the bottom half of the rocket, we have all of our bombs and bomb-making people. In the top half, we have 2 V rooms, including the room we are in now. They are spheres with 700 projectors each, projecting what is on the outside the rocket onto the sphere. And there's a big peg in the middle with a bus on it. And that is where we are now. Can you turn on the air conditioner? Asked Baden. Yeah, said Josiah, as he pressed another button. The bottom half of the rocket detached and fell back to Earth, destroying it with a boom. You pressed the wrong button again, didn't you? Well, there goes all our bombs. And bomb-making people. We still have one bomb. Put it in storage? Asked Josiah. Yes. Josiah pressed a button and the garage opened. Oops, said Josiah as someone flew out. Sorry, Jeff. Josiah pressed another button, and the garage closed, and the bomb went into cold storage. Baden pressed a button. Self-destruct in 15 minutes. Baden, that's why you don't press buttons. Oops, how do we turn it off? Said Baden with a guilty look. Well, there are 3 buttons. One was on the bottom half of the rocket. One was on the part of the ship that was hit by an asteroid. And one on one of the projectors outside this room. Baden starts pushing buttons. Baden presses a red button. Self-destruct countdown cut in half, said the ship. Baden presses a green button. Self-destruct countdown paused for 5 minutes, replied the ship. What? Why are the giant fireballs following us? Asked Baden. They went towards Mars and somehow went through it. Then they scheduled a course to go around the fireballs and to the only remaining part of Earth, the 8-foot in diameter core. Wouldn't part of the ship melt when we went around the fireballs? Asked Baden. Only the part that we're in, the V-room, replied Josiah. Should we go to the other V-room fast? Asked Baden. Yes, you first, said Josiah, as they went into the other V-room. They made it around the fireballs and climbed onto the bomb and rode towards Earth. Here are the parachutes. We are going to turn the bomb towards the fireballs. And jump, said Josiah, as they did just that. They landed on the core with their titanium spacesuits and looked around. There was a chicken, a box of curly fries, a girl named Odelia, 4 eggs, some wood, and their gas makers. They make the essential gases, like oxygen, which was already there since Odelia was there, and hydrogen so that they can combine those two and make water, and carbon dioxide so that they don't breathe in pure oxygen and die. And that is the end of episode 1 of the Bad Batch of Stories.